1 off duty.
Central status.
I'm good, no checks.
41.
Salute everyone. Peace and blessings. Hopefully you guys have a blessed day. I'm going to be busy today, so just if you want, relax, chill, listen to the scanner for a little bit. You don't have to. Just trying to get my watch hours up. Make sure you double tap that screen. Yeah, like I said, it does help. It does help the channel if you double tap the screen. Give me a thumbs up. It does help. And like I said, salute to y'all. Have a blessed day.
Off duty. It's Mary 15 off duty.
No, 1349.
Copy, 103, review 101.
Taylor 2 available, 1353.
I apologize, hit the wrong button. RV 1 clear. Oh, no problem, just to make sure you got on the right channel so you get a hold of them.
Ford 11. And 11 at 125 Chestnut Street in Mifflinburg, no checks. No checks, 1353.
Madison, hello. Henny, hello. Salute. Fucking hot as hell. Salute to the chat. Peace and blessings. I gotta do some stuff. Come on. Yo, Henny, I see this sector's out of control. What's with the leader of Madruski boys? I didn't like what I heard last night. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I was up until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And for some reason, I just decided to get on IG. Well, I was snooping through IG and I came across this video. Mathruski Boys, the leader of Mathruski Boys, the one that does the interviews. Shaking my head. Hold on, I'll let you guys know here.
West Railroad Street, trouble breathing.
Okay.
37 West Railroad Street for trouble breathing. 1356.
1356.
But anyhow, back to the leader of the Mathruski Boys. I came across this one video last night. Shaking my head. Mac Mean runs his mouth, acting tough, calling people out, but in the background, telling people to put cases on New Jersey J. That's not no tough guy shit. That's not no stand-up guy. But yeah, I was watching this one video last night over on Shaw Banks. And somebody came up on Shotbank's panel a couple days ago saying how they got told in the background to put a case on New Jersey J because of what he did to the person at the graveyard. That's not the only person he told to put a case on New Jersey J. He also allegedly told Artie to put a case on New Jersey J too. How is that some stand-up shit? Geronima? Salute? I don't know if that's how you say your name or not, but hey, close enough.
Ambulance 10 on the air, near driver or an EMT. 10 in the air, 1358.
Madison loves blue. But yeah, how can stand-up men talk like they're tough and talk like they're doing something, but yet in the background they're telling people to put cases on people? That's not too good. That doesn't show your character. That doesn't show who you are. That shows the weak side of you.
Dehydration and short of breath.
But it is what it is. I'm going to do a live on StreamYard here. Now, I can't do all that fancy shit on StreamYard like these other people do, but at least I can run a live on StreamYard and maybe talk my shit a little bit more. Because I don't want to do it on... I'd rather not do it on this live, because this is for scanner calls, and I don't want to mess things up. So let me go on my backup channel. Let me go on my backup channel and do a live on my backup on StreamYard. Who knows? Maybe I'll do an open panel. Let me see. I hear you, computer. Laptop. Okay, let's do this. And what the heck happened to Kyle Larson last night? Kyle Larson was running good last night. Then all of a sudden, he just wiped out with like 5 laps to go. Tell you what, Larson hasn't been doing shit this year. Ever since that NASCAR case last year at the end of NASCAR, ever since that happened, ever since 23XI won that defamation case, Hendrick cars, the Hendricks and the other ones, the other teams, they haven't been doing shit. Except for Gibbs. Who's this?
7 West Railroad Street. Control ready.
7 West Railroad Street.
Trouble breathing. Copy 40 medical says ambulance 10's in the air. 1402.
Multiple fire units respond. let's do this. Let's do this. A fire at a Lebanon County bar and grill has prompted a 2-hour delay for schools and closed a road. Crews were dispatched around 4:23 a.m. to the Corvette Bar and Grill on 202 West Main Street. In Annville for a fire. All lanes on West Main Street, Route 422, were closed between Cherry Street and Klinger Street in the area about a half-mile stretch. The fire prompted a 2-hour delay for Annville School District. The school said it will continue to watch the situation to determine if the district needs to close. Oh, wow. Oh, that's in Cleveland. Oh, I know what I wanted to see. Hang on. Hang on. I heard that ICE is coming to my local area. So let's take a look. Hang on. Hang on. Let me move some stuff here. Move this ashtray. Dude, I wish I could set it up better. Man, I fucking hate this shit. Okay, now let's see here. Hold on. Let me move this for a second. Ah, sure. You need to fucking, of course, log into that. Hang on, let me look. Okay, let me read this. All right. ICE is not over yet. At least for Selinsgrove, at least for the state of Pennsylvania, Selinsgrove borough officials are considering a formal partnership with U.S. Immigration and Customs under the federal 287G program, which allows local police to assist in limited immigration enforcement in exchange for funding for vehicles, equipment, and salaries. What the proposal involves: funding up to $100,000 for new vehicles, and $7,500 in equipment per trained officer, plus reimbursement for salaries, benefits, and overtime. This is some bullshit. This is some real bullshit. We don't need ICE. Does Selinsgrove need a bigger police department? Maybe. But do we need ICE? Hell no. ICE rule. Local officers would work alongside ICE on certain immigration-related activities such as monitoring, investigations, detentions, or arrests. And please double tap that screen. I see there's 3 of you in here. Please double tap the screen. It does help the channel out. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going over ICE and how they might be working with Selinsgrove Police within the near future. Current needs. Selinsgrove Police Chief Francis Petrovic says the department has only one reliable patrol car and could benefit from partnership. So it's all about money. It's all about getting new things for Selinsgrove Police Department. So in order for them to get new things, they got to work with ICE. That does not make sense. That's not good for the community. We don't need ICE here. We have witnessed what ICE does in other states and towns across America. We don't need that happening here. Now, they say community and political concerns. Residents' letter. Tony Butto and Pam White urged residents to attend the Borough Council meeting to discuss whether community fundraising could meet police needs without bringing ICE operations into Selinsgrove. You know what? I'm from Snyder County, but I'm not in Selinsgrove. I am going to call and see if I can attend that. Oh, that was May 30th, and I just missed it. That was, 2 days ago. Shit. I didn't even take notice. Fucking A. But anyhow, border context. Now, express concern about community trust and public safety, warning that partnerships with ICE could cause fear and distrust, especially given ICE past legal and constitutional controversies. Border context. Program has expanded rapidly in Pennsylvania, with 88 agencies signed up, including 29 in WVIA's coverage area. Next step is to attend the Borough Council meeting, and that was May 30th. They're asking for public engagement. But yeah, the Selinsgrove, right here, Selinsgrove, they are about to get a visit from ICE because Selinsgrove Police Department wants new vehicles. So in order to get new equipment and in order for Selinsgrove to get new police cars, they need to work with ICE. I guess that's the only way that they can gain money. I guess grants don't work no more for Selinsgrove, do they? I guess Selinsgrove can't get grants by their own. I guess they need the help from ICE, right? That ICE is a no-go. ICE partnership, see? ICE partnership right there. ICE. Partnership proposal. Selinsgrove, PA. Not cool. Selinsgrove, Snyder County's fucked. Snyder County don't use their heads. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody likes hitting a thumbs up. I tell you, people are fucking stingy, aren't they? People are stingy with the likes. I tell you, nobody interacts with this shit, dude. Nobody. That's all right. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yep, Man killed in shooting at Universal Studios. Park rod and park lot.
Fairview Road for sick person. 1416.
3009 Fairview Road, West Beaver Township, White Plain. Copy 140 medical says the ambulance 10 or ambulance 20. 1417.
Huh. This is from Fox News. This article is from Fox News. They are saying that the California House passes a bill critics call Stop Nick Shirley Act. So they're mad at the YouTube influencer Nick Shirley. Well, guess what? I would be too, because Nick Shirley acts like a clown. He's a deep state puppet for the MAGA supporters. He's a puppet for the MAGA. Let's listen to what this news segment is saying about Nick Shirley Act.
We're uncovering fraud, aka
The best part of driving a Honda HR-V is what you bring to the experience.
the Stop Nick Shirley Act. It's designed to shield groups who support illegal aliens from scrutiny.
Individuals who provide vital immigrant support services, including legal aid, humanitarian relief, case management, and advocacy, are facing targeted harassment. This law helps prevent individuals with malicious intent from targeting service providers, anti-immigrant vigilante activity directed at organizations by name and address.
The bill now heads to the state Senate for a vote before it goes to Governor Gavin Newsom. Joining us now is the man that has California very afraid. Independent journalist Nick Shirley joins us on set in studio here in New York. You're working on some things here in New York, but we're going to take it back to California for a moment there. We've had a chance to talk to you about this. And the bill's sponsor, which has some familiar relations that we can get into too. But the fact that they think that you're harassing workers because you're asking basic questions about taxpayer funds is really quite stunning.
Yeah, my question to them would be, what do they have to hide?
Yeah.
Why?
Do you think Nick Shirley harasses people, harasses politicians, or do you think he just does straight up good journalism? Well, what's your opinions on Nick Shirley? Let me ask that. You know what? Hang on. Hang on. All right. Double tap that screen, yo. It helps the channel. Here we go again. All right, let's listen to this news clip.
Why do they have to create this bill specifically for immigrant communities, immigration support services? And what Mia Bonta didn't say when she spoke in front of the assembly was it also includes healthcare. So we know, like Medi-Cal, for instance, there's like there could be hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud just in Medi-Cal. And it was proven that there's $250 million in hospice fraud that her husband actually claimed that he prosecuted and that he found. And that would have happened if I didn't make that video on the hospice fraud. So Mia Bonta, her husband's attorney general, and she's actively creating a bill that would have stopped somebody like me from exposing fraud inside the Armenian community, for instance. And her husband's the attorney general. Like, there's got to be some weird discussions going on in that house.
The California State House just passed their bill criminalizing journalists for uncovering.
Hey, Tamori, salute. So they're trying to pass an act to stop Nick Shirley from questioning I guess, scammers and politicians scamming out the state of California, will it get passed? The Democrats don't like MAGA people, and Nick Shirley is a puppet for the MAGA supporters. So, yeah.
We asked, and so did you, we asked the governor of California, we asked questions like this. Does the governor see any need to ramp up oversight for daycare receiving Medi-Cal funds? You previously mentioned California's ban on new hospices. Is the state doing anything to crack down on existing hospice businesses that may be engaging in alleged fraud? Does Nick Shirley's video showing empty office suites appearing to operate as hospice concern Governor Newsom? And we get the same thing you get, Nick, which is memes, right? They dress you up in cameras and they say bad things about you, like you're the enemy. The governor should be thinking, you know what, we want to bring Nick.
Well, when you're passing lies and when you're passing, bullshit, yeah, you're gonna have trolls that's gonna come in and make a meme of you. Which, maybe if you want to run a clown news station, maybe people won't make you in clown outfits. That's a good way to explain to Nick Shirley. I mean, Nick Shirley don't mind. He's a troll too.
Shirley onto our team so that we can get to the bottom of all this stuff.
Yes, the governor of California.
Because I've seen Nick Shirley talk a lot of crap to people. So whatever comes his way, hey.
California is an enemy to the people of California. He's literally working to support the fraudsters. Meanwhile, he could be working to expose the fraud. I mean, how stupid do you have to be to say, okay, let's go after the guy who's exposing the fraud. Let's not go after the fraudsters. That is what he's doing, what he's actively doing each and every single day when he makes out these statements, and all he does.
How do you think the politicians line their pockets? They line their pockets by doing fraud, by frauding us, the community, by taking their own personal trips and having us pay for it. Just same with the medical world and shit like that. They're all in it.
Blame the people who are showing the fraud. Why doesn't he say, hey, Nick, great video. How can we help?
Right? That's what I would say. Wow, great video. How did you find this? Where did you go, and where are you going next so we can find somebody to go with you? Don't you think that would be a common response?
Exactly, because these tax dollars don't say right or left on them. They don't say Republican or Democrat.
Right.
Each tax dollar is a dollar for the American people. And when they go in and steal these dollars from us, they're not robbing just the liberal Democrat in California. They're robbing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then the governor gets mad at the person for exposing the fraud. How crazy do you have to be to think with that logic?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Life shouldn't be like this. Diamond Davion should be here. She belongs in prison.
And this here.
It's time to deliver meals with a great taste of Gold Peak Real Brewed. Deliverers, it's time to deliver meals with a great taste of Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Fried chicken, salads, pizza.
Okay, what's
This is about
playing?
cheese so good. It's gold. Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea.
We asked.
Real meals.
And yeah, I agree, Tamori. They're pirates. You're exactly right.
And so did you. We asked the governor of California.
Okay.
We asked questions
I
like
already
this.
played you.
Does
Be
the
quiet. Now, this Mackenzie Shrilla, that is a strange case. My daughter was telling me about it. She was watching a documentary of this Mackenzie Shrilla. She was driving a car and she drove it into a brick wall, allegedly because something about her boyfriend and this and that. Take a listen.
At the Women's Reformatory out in Ohio, while her
governor see any need to ramp up oversight for daycare receiving Medi-Cal funds? You previously mentioned California's ban on new hospices. Is the state doing anything to crack down on existing hospice?
her family and her legal team fight to get her out. And this is one angle we haven't really discussed yet. Does she have a chance? Does she have a legal leg to stand on, especially after the Netflix documentary came out? Well, I'll tell you what, we have a powerhouse criminal defense attorney coming on to break down Sharilla's appeal arguments and what we can expect next. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Everybody loves a self-made success story, but John Morgan says that is not how real life works. The great John Morgan, everybody, in his new book, Life is Luck, the founder of Morgan & Morgan, actually has the condition. At least one former inmate who claimed to have
15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo. 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other, with credit for time served.
The judge determined, since this was a bench trial, the case was tried before a judge, not a jury, so a judge determined that Ohio prosecutors had proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Mackenzie Sharilla had driven her car into the side of a brick building on purpose. Her longtime on-again, off-again boyfriend Dominic Russo and their friend Davion Flanagan were killed. Prosecution's evidence at trial portrayed Sharilla as a self-centered, bratty teen who couldn't handle Dominic's decision to basically end things.
But how do they know this for sure? How do they know the proof of her doing that? Even though it's on video camera, and even though it might show that she might be intentionally doing that, who's to say somebody didn't mess with her car? Who's to say maybe her boyfriend got mad at her and maybe did something to the front end? How do they know that? Did they look at that? Does he have the last name that may be connected to the higher ups? She's young. I mean, maybe she was a spoiled brat. But still, that's crazy to do that. Even being a spoiled brat, that would be crazy to crash your car on purpose because you're mad at somebody.
And in the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, the 17-year-old mashed down the accelerator, never tried to brake, this is according to investigative reports, sailing over a curb, through a business sign, and into a brick wall.
I mean, that is crazy.
Ever since then that she has no memory whatsoever of the crash or the minutes leading up to it. She and her family have suggested that she has a diagnosis of POTS, a medical condition that can cause dizziness and fainting. They claim Sharilla must have blacked out, which is why she drove off the road. Sharilla's mother testified at the bench trial that she'd seen her daughter exhibit symptoms of POTS, but the defense never called a medical expert to testify that Sharilla actually has the condition. At least one former inmate who claimed to have interacted with Sharilla behind bars said she never noticed any medical problems.
And did she have any drugs in her system? Was she drugged? I mean, where were they coming from? Because I didn't watch a documentary. So if somebody's in here that knows the documentary, I mean, where were they coming from? Were they coming from a party? Were they coming from their house? Like I said, who's to say somebody didn't mess with their car? Who's to say somebody didn't put something in their drink if she had a drink? Who's to say she didn't work long hours the day before and fell asleep behind the wheel? How do they know that she did it on purpose? Did she say she did it on purpose? I don't know. It's a very interesting story, though. And then you got one of the actors from Alaskan Bush People. He passed away, Matt Brown. Matt Brown was on Alaskan Bush People, and he got kicked off the show because of alcohol problem and drugs. So Matt has been battling addiction for a couple years now. And just recently, well, not recently, but he's been on YouTube for quite some time now. But within the past year, him and his girlfriend that he was with had problems. And we all know that when we're addicted to something, and then to have problems, to have like stress or depression on top of being addicted to something, They don't mix. Most times, depression, stress, and addiction doesn't mix. Well, just May 20th, May 21st, they found Matt's body in a pond. Rest in peace to him. Yes, he's not suffering anymore, meaning he's not suffering through addiction. He's not suffering through, depression, stress. He's not. Plus, the trolls on YouTube were getting at him because the things he said he would do and then didn't follow through, and they felt like they were getting ripped off because what they were doing was sending him money to help him with his trip or to help him get this or to help him get that. And they started seeing that he wasn't using the money for what he said he was going to do. And the trolls started trolling him. You know how the trolls are on YouTube. They are vicious. It doesn't matter if you're in a sector. It doesn't matter if you're in a community. It's all throughout YouTube. And it's probably not just YouTube. It's probably other platforms as well. It's probably on Rumble. It's probably on every fucking platform. You know how trolls are. But anyhow, they trolled him. And with him already being messed up in the head through depression, messed up in the head through addiction, and then trolls trolling him, then him just getting out of a bad relationship, all them things don't mix right. Was he ever suicidal? I don't know. But it's, oh man, if you get the chance to if you get the chance to clean your life up, say you have an addiction problem, and you get the chance to clean yourself up, take that help. Don't be scared of something new. Don't be scared of trying something new because you're too afraid that, you might relapse or you might do this or you might do that. Take the leap. Do it. Because it's the best thing that could ever happen is to go and get help. Get a good support group. That's another thing. When you don't have a good support group, things in your life don't get fixed. It's just sad to watch people pass away from drugs or people pass away from, being overly depressed. It's just sad to watch. It's sad to hear. And then you have another famous guy, allegedly. He was a sprint car racer. Tyler Walker. Allegedly, Tyler Walker got busted for meth. And he was, oh my God, he was awesome on dirt. He was just an awesome race car driver. But here we go again with addiction. It took him out of his game. It took him out of his element. Addiction ruins your life. And that's why, just like the other day when I put that video up about Matt, about the one from Alaskan Bush people, I put a video out and I didn't disrespect him at all. I was talking on addiction. And then you got these whiners on here that want to whine about this, whine about that. And they started saying, well, you should take the video down. That's being mean. Well, for one, I wasn't being mean. I didn't disrespect the guy at all. I just put the video out and talked about addiction. What addiction could feel like. What addiction could do to your life if you don't take care of it. So I started thinking, okay, maybe I am being mean. Maybe I shouldn't have this up. So I took it down. I put it on private. But you know what? I'm thinking about unprivating it and listening again. Because it's not about Matt. It's about the message. It's about the addiction. That's what the message was about. And that's what I want people to hear about the message for addiction. And if there's, I don't see what the problem is with talking, giving a good message about addiction, about how it can ruin your life. I mean, how is that harmful? It's not. But you do remember this case. You don't believe her, okay? Why don't you believe her though? Because I didn't pay attention to the case. I just heard bits and pieces from my daughter from what she told me. She does look like a rich brat. She does look like a rich, spoiled brat. That's for sure. And usually rich, spoiled brats, they do intend to lie a lot to make themselves look good. But let's listen to the rest of this.
Like this. There was evidence of drug use found at the scene, right? The marijuana vape pen, mushrooms. The toxicology testing on Sharilla showed just trace amounts of THC in her system. She hadn't been drinking. She hadn't been using other drugs before the crash. And this is despite multiple posts on her social media profile showing her seemingly drinking often while allegedly smoking marijuana or otherwise acting recklessly. Now, Sharilla was arrested several months after this tragedy in November of 2022. And at her trial the next year, the following year, the judge found her guilty of 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of drug possession, and 1 count of possessing criminal tools. But Sharilla and her family have continued to profess her innocence, including in her first on-camera interview in a new documentary on Netflix called The Crash. And Sharilla told the documentary's producers, "I'm not a monster. I'm not saying I'm innocent. I was a driver of a tragedy, but I'm not a murderer." And when asked about her relationship with Dominic, Sharilla said, "We would have probably been married by now."
So basically, she is saying that she is guilty of something. Because she just said that she's not innocent, but she's not a murderer either. So she is guilty of something. She knows she's guilty of something.
I know. We argued, we got back together, we broke up, we got back together. It was rocky, but it was good. We were in love. And it turns out this issue of whether Mackenzie, Sharilla, and Dominic were in a good place relationship-wise, that is an issue that was a part of Sharilla's appeals. And so to talk about her arguments and what is going on, the appeals court, right, the Supreme Court, I want to welcome back on here on Sidebar. So happy to have her, criminal defense attorney Diane Menashe. Diane, thank you so much for taking the time. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
So I understand you didn't watch, the complete documentary, but you've seen a bunch of parts of it. I think I just
Salute, Snafu. I talked to Dom Russo's sister, the victim's sister, other day. Her sister has started a YouTube channel and is riding the clout of this case as well. Okay. I'll have to look into her channel then. Thank you for that.
generally speaking, have to ask.
How you feeling?
One of the things that was noted is that
hopefully you're feeling better.
It seems her attorney was in the room with her, was with Mackenzie as she's doing this interview. Like, would you recommend a client sit down and do this as, the appellate arguments are happening? Yes, she's been defeated, and we're going to talk about why and what's next. But would you ever recommend for a client to do an interview like this from behind bars for a documentary?
I think it goes one step further. Not only would I not recommend, but I would stop them from doing it, right? Because of exactly what's happened. The optics are just so bad. And particularly, as you said, while she's appealing her case and trying to find relief in some way, certainly giving an interview, it's just a
That's
really
good.
bad idea.
Glad to hear that.
Could be used against her in the appellate arguments or in a future trial?
Well, for sure. And, if they were to get the relief they're seeking, which is ultimately a new trial, everything she's saying could be used against her. I also just think, in terms of, which is really the main concern, is obviously anything could be used against her.
So I want to go through some of this with you and get your expertise and why this has happened. I want to go back to how this could also affect her moving forward, because after Shirella was convicted.
Did you see, Snafu, did you see about that Nick Shirley thing, about how they want to put a Nick Shirley act out to stop him from doing what he's doing with exposing fraud and stuff? The state of California, Governor Newsom, they're trying to vote for a Nick Shirley act. It's crazy. But I don't care for Nick Shirley either that much, though, to be honest.
And she was sentenced to.
I mean, yes, he does do good journalism from time to time, but most of the times, I don't know. I just think he's a puppet. Huh. I didn't know that.
Role eligibility after 15 years. Her legal team.
And then a town not too far from me, Selinsgrove, they want to get ICE to come into the area to help them. And then in return, Selinsgrove Police Department can get new police cars and new equipment. That's gay. That's stupid. So in order for you guys to get new cars and new equipment, you got to have ICE come in so they can help you with things. Not cool. That's just another way to get them in the area.
Team turned to the appeal process.
And the residents of Snyder County needs to be pissed. And I wish I would have seen that article way earlier, because I haven't been on here surfacing the news articles. So I had no idea until my daughter told me the other day about ICE and Selinsgrove are working hand to hand to try and get ICE to come in the area. But if I would have been on days prior than that, looking at articles and shit, maybe I would have seen it. And then maybe I would have seen the time and date for the borough meeting, and I could have maybe attended it. But it was May 30th, so I missed that. But hopefully the residents of Selinsgrove spoke their mind. Hopefully they got enough people to speak their mind and their piece to not have ICE come in the area. I don't know. It's about to get interesting in Snyder County. And that's where I'm at, in Snyder County.
And so to give an example, she filed an appeal with the 8th District Court of Appeals in Ohio. And in its response, to give everybody an idea, for example, the court announced that the judgment was affirmed. So meaning the appeals court essentially didn't find Mackenzie Shirley's arguments to be strong enough for a reversal. And just to go through some of this and get your insight on it, so from her direct appeal, quote, the juvenile court erred when it concluded that the state presented sufficient credible evidence to demonstrate probable cause to believe that Shirella purposely and or knowingly caused the deaths of DR and DF. So essentially my understanding was the argument would be this case should have never left the juvenile court system, that there wasn't enough solid evidence or credible evidence. Shirella was 17 when the crash happened and reportedly turned 18 while recovering in the hospital. And in its response, the trial court said, at this stage of the proceedings, the state was not required to prove the truth of the allegations against Shirella. It had to present credible evidence showing probable cause supporting each element of the offense's charge. Based on the evidence presented at the probable cause hearing, we disagree with Shirella. The state failed to meet this burden. Now, Diane, as far as what I've just told you, do I have it right about here? And do I have it right about what's going on here? And talk to me about the decision to move a case from juvenile court to adult court.
Well, you do have it right. I will say, though, in Ohio, murder and aggravated murder are mandatory bind-over cases. So, and they're not.
I'll check that link out then. I can't get on my phone right now and check that, but I'll check it out then. Thank you, Snafu.
Not discretionary. And the only thing in those mandatory bind-over cases that's necessary is the state, as you just said, put forth enough to meet a probable cause burden. The judge in those instances in juvenile court, that hearing is literally just just the four corners of do they have probable cause? And I think it's just really good to remind everyone is certainly that's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just sufficient evidence that a crime has been committed. And it's really...
I live for a fancy dinner where I don't have any idea what I'm eating, but...
situation. So the state presented that mandatory bind over. It was sent up to the adult court, and it's as simple as that.
And talk to me about this second one, because it's kind of related. This second assignment of error. The state failed to introduce sufficient evidence to sustain the convictions in violation of Shrilla's right to due process of law, as guaranteed by Article 1, Section 10 of the Ohio Constitution, as well as the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Basically, before we go further, Diane, what does that mean? What are they saying there?
Well, I think there's an interesting issue is that the state at the juvenile level presented evidence for both aggravated murder and murder. And as I understand it, there wasn't probable cause found to support aggravated murder, which is prior calculation and design. But the trial court judge at the juvenile level found certainly that there was evidence to support purpose or intent. And that's why ultimately when it was bound over, they ended up charging her with the 2 counts of murder and all of the other felonious assaults, etc. So I think really what they're doing in that argument, Jesse, is they're trying to tee up a constitutional issue, because I know, as you know, the Supreme Court of Ohio or any state will only take a case if there's a constitutional issue at play. So really, they were just teeing it up in the 8th District, trying to get into the Supreme Court.
And the idea is that if there's insufficient evidence, it violates a client's constitutional rights, due process rights?
That's exactly right. And then if you lose at the direct appeal level, the hope is that you preserve that constitutional issue and the Supreme Court will then take it.
Interesting. So again, the court said, the appeals court wrote, this evidence was sufficient for the fact finder to conclude beyond a reasonable doubt that Shrilla crashed the vehicle purposely intending to kill Flanagan and Russo. We therefore overrule Shrilla's second assignment of error. And to me, it seems the answer would be yes, right? I mean, when you look at this case and you think about the evidence that was presented, what was it for you? Was it the accelerator? Was it the surveillance footage? I think the accelerator of the car not braking, it was, pretty strong.
And I think between the black box, right, which is the accelerator.
Come on. These fucking ads. But just because her accelerator is down doesn't mean she intentionally did it. Hang on. Yeah, just because the accelerator was down and that she was caught speeding on camera doesn't mean that she actually did it on purpose, though. That's the thing. So that I can see how her constitutional, was violated, her rights. I can see how her rights were violated there. That's not enough probable cause. Anything could happen with the gas pedal. Anything could happen with the ignition, the gas. It can get stuck. The throttle body can get stuck. Somebody could mess with the throttle body. There's a whole bunch of different things that she could have had a bad actor. Like she said, she's not innocent, but she's not a murderer either. So yeah, she is guilty in some kind of way. She knows that, but there's more things in the background that aren't being said.
For bricks in the roadway in front of Kohl's Hardware.
Bricks in front of the... Is that on 522? There's bricks on highway in front of Kohl's Hardware right now. It must have fell off a masonry truck. Or probably one of the block plant trucks. We have a plant that's called Beavertown Block. and they were probably hauling bricks on that truck, and then maybe a couple bricks fell off of it. I don't know. But that's what's coming over the scanner right now. But hey, guys, it's been a good live. You guys have a good day, blessed day. Peace out. I'm going to end this live and enjoy the rest of the day outside. All right, peace.